From the Straight Arrow News Studio, bringing the stories that matter to you from across the United States and around the world. This is the Morning Rundown.
Today is Wednesday, August 28th. Thank you for joining us. I'm Kara Rucker. Former President Donald Trump is now facing a revived and reworked federal indictment accusing Trump of interfering with the 2020 election. The revised charging document keeps the same criminal charges, but narrows the allegations against Trump. The new filing is meant to comply with the Supreme Court's ruling from July that presidents have broad immunity for official acts while in office. So special counsel Jack Smith's new indictment revolves around allegations related solely to the actions Trump took as a presidential candidate in 2020, not as president, in a personal and unofficial capacity. Trump's legal team telling news outlets this latest indictment is not a surprise to them, and it doesn't change their position that the case should be dismissed. Trump's lawyers are expected to ask for more time to review the case. Trump's running mate, J.D. Vance, was asked about these latest charges while on the campaign trail on Tuesday.
But it looks like Jack Smith doing more of what he does, which is filing these absurd lawsuits in an effort to influence the election. I mean, the one thing that I did see, which I felt was just classic lipstick on a pig, is, of course, the reason the Supreme Court threw out his lawsuit is because they said it implicated the president's official acts, of course, which the president has immunity in conducting those official acts.
A Kentucky man who was the first person to enter the U.S. Capitol on January 6th was sentenced to more than 4 years in prison on Tuesday. 47-year-old Michael Sparks jumped into the Capitol building through a broken window. A police officer who tried to subdue Sparks with pepper spray described him as a catalyst. The Senate had called for a recess just 1 minute before Sparks was able to enter the building. The judge who sentenced Sparks to 4 years and 5 months called his actions a national disgrace. Sparks himself, before learning of his sentencing, told the judge he still believes the 2020 election was tainted with fraud and said he is remorseful that what transpired that day didn't help anybody. More than 1,400 people have been charged with January 6th related federal crimes. We reported yesterday about a hostage taken by Hamas being successfully rescued by the Israeli military in a complex operation. And now we're hearing what the hostage had to say after being freed. The freed hostage, Qaid Farhan al-Qadi, was reported to be in normal health following the high-stakes rescue mission. Footage released by the military shows al-Qadi smiling and interacting with IDF forces, as well as with his family and medical staff at an Israeli hospital. Al-Qadi later shared with Israeli President Isaac Herzog that the other hostages are, quote, suffering. The IDF says it was able to locate and rescue al-Qadi from underground due to extensive intelligence efforts. The Hostages and Missing Families Forum stated that al-Qadi, aged 52, had managed to free himself before troops completed the rescue operation. During the Hamas-led attack, approximately 250 individuals were taken hostage. Currently, over 100 hostages are still believed to be in the hands of militants, but many are feared to already be dead. Federal officials are investigating after 2 workers were killed and another seriously hurt on Tuesday in a tire explosion at a Delta Airlines maintenance facility near the Atlanta airport. Delta said the explosion happened while wheel components were being taken apart for maintenance and were not attached to a plane at the time. The exact cause of the explosion has not been released yet. Delta released a statement saying it is heartbroken at the loss of its team members. OSHA is investigating the deadly incident. A New Hampshire man has died after contracting a mosquito-borne virus. Family members say the 41-year-old was hospitalized with Eastern equine encephalitis, better known as EEE, and died within a week. Health officials say EEE can cause flu-like symptoms, including fever, chills, muscle aches, and joint pain. And about 1/3 of people who develop this die from their infection. There is no specific vaccine or specific treatment for treating EEE. The CDC has confirmed EEE cases in 4 states so far this year: Wisconsin, Massachusetts, Vermont, and New Jersey. Overnight, AT&T customers reported service outages, with some local emergency officials saying the issue had affected the ability to call 911. The service outage made it impossible for some customers to access their mobile data, send text messages, or make phone calls. AT&T has not said how many of its customers were impacted by the outage, but if you were one of those customers who saw their phone out of service overnight, AT&T says the software issue that caused the outage has since been taken care of. These are your top stories for this Wednesday. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Until then, I'm Kara Rucker. Have a great day.